Masechet Beitza on Daf Yud Omid Beis at the Mishnah. So we're still talking about the shoivach, the dove coat. The dove coat have goizolis, have doves, pigeons, birds. Now, as we said on the previous Mishnah, we learned on Friday, a person has to come into Holy Kedushan. We see if you have to actually come and to be memashmesh lena'anea, actually to come and to touch them in Erev Yontav in order to come and to designate them, to be mezamen them, or if you basically it's enough to come and to say bepe. Talk the Mishnah. Zimen shchoirim. The person Erev Yontav came and he was mezamen shchoirim. That means there was no other different birds there, only black ones. So only black ones over there. As Rashi says, "Veloy hoyo shom oid." Yeah. So when he done it, zimen shchoirim says Rashi, "Veloy hoyo shom oid ulemochor motza akoy levonim." Yeah. So that's the according to Rashi. Umotzo, let's go back to the Mishnah. Umotzo, in Yom Tov itself, we find that all of the birds over there are levonim. So it's clear that these black ones, what he saw yesterday, they flew away. And now he found the ones that came on Yom Tov. Other levonim umotzo shchoirim. Other another case, shnaim, he found only shnaim umotzo shloisha. And these are not the ones that he was mezamen. Asurim, and all of these cases are also. And we can see in the Gemara, what's the chiddush in this? For sure, they were not there on Erev Yontav, so for sure that they're going to be. And the first two cases, right, for sure they came from somewhere else. They are muktzeh. First two cases, when he found over there Erev Yontav shchoirim, and now he finds of the levonim, or the fakel. In Erev Yontav he found of the levonim, the white ones, and now in Yontav he finds black ones. So it's very, very understood why it's going to be a problem, because this is muktzeh. It was not muchan. He didn't prepare it. He was not mezamen it. This is definitely muktzeh. The case when he was mezamen shnaim, and he found over there a third one, so the third one is the muktzeh. Why? But all of them are sorim because he doesn't know which one is the case. Now, log the Mishnah weiter. What if he was mezamen shloisha? Yeah, umot or shnaim. So they're going to be mutter. Why? Because could be that it's not that all three went away and two other ones came instead. One of the three flew away, and now the two that are left over there, they are the ones that he designated Erev Yontav, and that's why they're going to be okay, because this is not muktzeh. This is muktzeh.
Lichura is a kula in the ganze aloha here. If you can see that they technically can come and go and change, when you come the next day, it's not vadai anymore, that it's the same as Zimen. So you can see the shtilchosh tickle kula in the ganze aloha here. It's not for sure. If it's a factual thing, they can come and go. How do you know it's the same ones that were yesterday? If you found two on the same, it doesn't recognize it.
So let's see the next din in the Mishnah. Let's see the next din. Mishnah is going to give us a little bit more idea of what's going on. What if says the Mishnah Azoi? That means when he came and he was mezamen, when he designated that he Erev Yontav, he found it inside the ken. That means inside this box, what they have inside the ta, inside the ken. Now, when he comes in Yontav, umotzo lifnei haken. What's the lifnei haken? As we spoke about, the madaf, the balcony. Yeah, we spoke about the daf, the balcony. So then they're going to be also. Why? Because it's not in the same place. And this is a little bit is going to find what the Beitza just asked about. If it's a big cooler, it's not exactly a big cooler, because we see over here that if we have a chashash and we don't find them in the same place, we say yes, maybe different ones came, maybe it's not the same ones, and it's going to be a muktzeh. That means there's no around this ken in the whole dove coat, yeah, not other ones, only these two that was inside the top, and now he inside the ken, and now he comes over there on Yom Tov, and he finds the ones, yeah? He finds two were outside on the balcony. So we assume that these are the ones that they went out the they went out to get a bit of a break.
Yeah, Rizal's saying there's relying on a bit of a chazaka that these are the same ones that turned up tomorrow. It's not like a fish tank and you mark off one of them. You know, the fish doesn't come the same fish. And here you're relying on natural circumstances. These are the same chevri.
Yeah, it has a very logical.
But it's not a certainty. Goes to go in and out of the shoivach.
Yeah.
You say if you find them outside the asurim, It's a normal thing for girls to go in and out of the shoiva because you see a little change, but it's I say it's not it's a chiddush to the asurim. It's a chiddush to the asurim because they do go out all the time. But on the other hand, it's not a proof that they are there. It's the same goes. It's a chazok.
So when we go into chazok roiv, you're right. Sayir Rebelli and Sayir Yitzchak, when they're speaking about over here the dinim of chazok roiv. So in the Mishnah, when the Mishnah we saw zimen shchoirim umotz levonim or the levonim umotz shchoirim, they're going to be also. Now, so let's see in the Hashtikal Gemara, and then we're going to go back to this din of roiv and chazok, koroiv, roiv, koroiv, all of these lamdish, yeshivish sugyas. We could fit it in over here. We're going to see them. Let's see a bit of the Gemara. Zog the Gemara. So we learned in the beginning of the Mishnah, Zimen Shchoirim Umotz Levonim, or the Fakert, Zimen Levonim Umotz Shchoirim. So all of them are going to be awesome. Log the Gemara. Shita. For sure that's the thing. Because he found over there, right? He came and he designated one of them. These are the ones that he found, or not the same ones that he came and he prepared. And it's Muktzeh. And for the Gemara, or Marabe, it's two different cases what the Mishnah is talking about over here. Ochem Askine Kegoin, Zimen Shchoirim Velevonim. That means he came and he set aside over there, sai, and one can, shchoirim and levonim, in one can. And then, yeah, that's what the Rashi says over here. You look at Rashi, b'shnei, kegoy shezim shchoirim levonim, b'shnei kinin, v'chol hakinim uvdolim b'mechites, v'aliyos, keder kol shoiprin, asuyin aliyos harbe, v'chol aliyah yesh bo mechites harbe. So Rashi says over here, that pire, right, zimen levonim shchoirim, b'shnei kinin, and all of the kinim are muvdolim b'mechitzos. And that's what we passing on the Shulchan Aruch. Rabbeinu Hananel is mashma a little bit different. He says that he actually came with mezamen in the east and in the west. He did not in the two without there's no mechitzas. Also the Rambam does not mention mechitzas. Okay. So Omar Rabbi, Ochem Ma'askinen. Kegoin shezimen shchoirim umotzo velevonim veishkim. He woke up in Yom Tov. Umotzo shchoirim b'mekoim levonim. So he came and, according to Rashi, there was mechitzas, yeah, as we saw inside. Rashi says there was two different kinim, and now the right one was the black ones, the left one was the right one, and now he wakes up in Yom Tov and it's fakelt. We might come and say, Hane inu ninu, ve'isapu hisapu, just what they swapped. Let's change. And now the Gemara sees that what? That this is some different ones. No. Now, even though we should come and be matir, why? Because now let's go into the halacha, what we said before. We know there's a din of Heilech Achar HaKorev. Heilech Achar HaKorev. So then this is the one that's next to us. So maybe we should come and be matir. Now, if I came and I had there two different rooms, as we call it, yeah, there's two different chambers for the birds. One was black and one was white, and now they swapped. We don't know they swapped. We could assume that they swapped, and we could assume also that they actually flew away. What's the Korev tells us? The Korev tells us that the ones that now in the black, they actually came from the black. What was an Erev Yom Tov? The ones that we find now in the white, they came actually from the white, an Erev Yom Tov. That means Heilech Achar HaKorev. We should say that what? That the black ones came from that now we find them in the white ones, they actually came from the Korev, the ones that Samuch. The nearby one, and the one that were right. We're not matir. We're not matir. What the Gemara says, we don't say Eilech Achar HaKorev. Just what we say Eilech Achar HaRoiv. What's the Roiv? Roiv birds in the world are not birds that are mizumonos. They are not birds that actually someone designated them. Not that I designated them Erev Yom. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's why we assume we are toilet. We go bosar Roiv. Now, this din, what Eilech Achar HaRoiv, is stronger than Eilech Achar HaKorev. Yeah, that's what we see over in the Gemara. That's very posh in the Gemara. So posh, zog the Gemara. Leime, the Choyrim is that in the din, now Mishnah, that if he found Levon, B'mokoim Choyrim, and Choyrim B'mokoim Levon, they also, this is the Choyra Raya to Mesayah Le Rab Chanine. No Rab Chanine. Rab Chanine is a very famous sugya in Bobe Basra, in the end of Loyachper. Rab Chanine says, if we have in front of us two different dinim, one din of Roiv and one din of Korev, what do we do? Roiv and Korev, Heilech achar haroiv. Why? Because if not Rabbi Hanina, what we would say, we would go after Akoriv. Why? We should come and be matir these birds because we assume that what they came from the Akoriv, and they actually are the ones that I designated on Erev Yontev. So the Choyer we have a raya that Roiv Akoriv, Heilech achar haroiv. We spoke, if you remember last week, we spoke about in Daf Zayin on the base, we spoke about the Ran. The Ran in twice in Beitza, and I've given away base, and the Zayin on the Dalef and Daf Yarif. He's done if we go Bosaroiv by a double sheish no material. Double sheish no material if we go Bosaroiv. Right? That's what we've done over there. We do go Bosaroiv, we don't go Bosaroiv. So the Gemara over there comes and says, so that's the thing. On our sugya, what do we see in our sugya? That these birds, they have a heter. Right? Tomorrow, they're definitely going to be good. Tomorrow. It's a double sheish material. These are double sheish. What do we see over here? We do go basar korov, but we go basar roiv. So even if you're going to go basar korov, and not like Rabbi Hanina, right? Still, let's be chasher roiv that we should be machmir because it's double sheish material. We should go basar the roiv. Double sheish material. We should come and be machmir over. As I reflect on the It's okay. Okay.
So how does the double sheish material work here on Yom Tov? I know it's true; it's going to be much of the following day, but the emphasis I want to eat it today. So,
but this itself is the achile of these birds or double sheish material. It's not the shimush what we spoke about the Noida Buda.
But I'm missing out on my Simchas Yom Tov. I want to have some. I want to eat this bird today.
Yeah, but the bird itself is a double sheish material or not?
No,
when you talk about something you're using something, you can come and say the use of today I'm going to lose out. But by eating something, this bird is oimed le'achile. The achile I could have it behead. So that's a shaila. Simchas Yom Tov overtakes it, but not. Yeah, but Simchas Yom Tov doesn't tell me it's a yesh material.
Yeah, but the suffix here is not in the bird itself. It's a osso or mutter, treife or kosher or cholov or boss or this type of thing. It's not the bird itself, which is it's a muksa from the person. It's a person who has to know if he's allowed to take it or not.
Every muksa in the world is not so. And you see that the Gemara says
I know. Yeah, but maybe the matim. I say to me, all the halachas here is matim b'shum simchas yontev, because everybody it's a chazokah that every bird in a shoivach, within 24 hours, goes in and out. As soon as it goes out, it's already from the roiv of the world comes back into shoivach. No, there's nobody who could say that bird. It's a very interesting mission. That's what I had to say to myself to understand it. Because the Masechet to say if they're outside standing, you don't touch them anymore. But we know that within 24 hours, they go several times in and out of the shoivach. So as soon as two others come back, they come from the roiv, not the same one. Chachamim gave us a shtickle etter here to use it for. That's it looks to me. Otherwise, I don't understand. It's not a definite.
I will tell you fakir. There's a shaila of Bnei Yeshua. The Bnei Yeshua felt fakir. Where do we know that we go basar roiv? The Gemara assumes now we go basar roiv. So leime teaveli mesayale le Rab Chanina. The Gemara says the Bnei Yeshua very zakdir. Maybe be'emes we don't go basar roiv, but we don't go basar korov. So it's a suffix, and that's what it also means suffix. Because a suffix muchon is also. We always know. So he says a very interesting thing. He says misvore for sure roiv is better than korov. And the tzad that we should go basar korov, right? Okay, we're going to the Gemara and Basad of Gimel Beis over there that we have to learn over there from what Egla Rufa, right? Egla Rufa, we go basar korov, right? It says over there ve'oyo ira kroivo, right? Elacholol to the Gemara apal pisha yesh ir gedoilo, right? So, and that's why you don't need over here. He says there's no tzad sofek because if we learn from Egla Rufa, the korov is better, and if we don't learn from over there, because over there the Gemara says that it's talking about there's no ir gedoilo. So we got back to the svara. That what roiv is odif, and that's why he says it's not really a suffix. It's Yeshua. Fakert from what you're saying. Yeah.
It's not the machia, but by Egla.
Some say that the Rambam alta say it's a suffix muchan. The reason of it's a suffix muchan. They ask him back from the Gemara. The Gemara is mashma that what that it's not suffix muchan. It's mitzad. It's muktzeh.
The roiv is kovea.
The Achronim are very busy with this Rambam. The Rambam in Ilchos Yom Tov Perek Beitza Loch Levo. Okay.
But I'm saying that there's no certainty here. There's no certainty in the whole thing. Like you said about Eglar Rufo. It's for sure because is it for sure the Cholo came from our town? It's not for sure. Could be from anywhere. I mean, but we assume it's an assumption.
Okay, like every Roy.
It's not. We behave like it's a kvias, but it's not that for sure. I'm saying here, I'm surprised that everybody knows that the birds go in and out within 24 hours. So here I carry, if it sits outside and not inside, it's already not muchen. But if I come inside and I see two birds, and I know for sure that several times birds went in and out, I'm allowed to take it. Why? It's not. How do I know it's the same bird that I took yesterday? That's not with Roiv anymore.
It's never a vada. You never know it's the same birds. Even if
exactly
it's a case where you put two white ones in a.
That's what I'm saying.
Find them. You still don't know it was the same bird.
That's actually so. I'm saying it's achros chachomim mishum simchas yontev to assume it's the same. It's not like a for sure thing. It's not like put a stone in your.
That's exactly what we bet for them. Yeshua now. Many achorim has the shaila. If we don't go basaroi, we do go basaroi. This is late. Sofek muchon. Sofek muchon is also. That's what they're asking exactly. Sofek muchon. You're right. It's not. It's not another thing. Sofek muchon is mutar.
So because simchas yontev they're allowed. Chachomim who made muktzeh simchas yontev they're allowed.
What the Gemara tells us is allowed for simchas yontev is allowed. What the Chachomim doesn't say is not. You can't make up for simchas yontev.
That's a chiddush. I'm saying it's a chiddush. It's not like a muchen that you put a stone in a house and the next morning you see the same stone in the same place. You don't know. Here it's a sofek.
Okay, so we're gonna see the fakest and this we're gonna see. Okay, let's see noch
Let's go on.
Okay, says the Gemara, no, there's no raya from over here because if we're gonna go by roiv v'koroiv, we're gonna say we go basar koroiv, not like Rab Chanina. Let's say that we go basar roiv. Let's say you go basar koroiv. Says the Gemara over here, it goes like Abaye. Abaye is in Daf Yudalef or Medalef. You can see Abaye. The Omar Abaye bedaf or Chaname bedaf. That means that's right. Over here, it's talking about daf. What's a daf? As we said, this is the balcony. What goes out from the shoivach. There's a platform that goes out. So also over here, the daf that on this daf that's on the shoivach, they come over there, as we say, visitors, right? They come to visit. They don't go into the boxes. They don't go into the ken, what we call that's inside the shoivach. Why? Because the birds over there, right? The other pigeons over there, and they don't let them to come in. But when the birds are inside the ken, they leave. So who comes in instead? The yoini that's on the daf that they came from around the world. Yeah, they came. We call it me'alme. They came me'alme. They actually coming into the box of who? Of the friedika. Kumto that all of the birds, say if they were designated, they were mizumanim, that they were in the nearby, right? And say the birds that came me'alme, they're on the balcony, right? They're on the platform. So all of them are kroivim to the ken. All of them are kroivim to the ken. And that's why, because we don't have over here achoy from this din, what we said of heilechacha kroiv, because everyone is korov, the same thing, because we find them, all of them on the daf. All of them are on the daf. Now everyone is korov, the same. Also the ones that came from the world, because on the platform come also the ones that came from outside from the world, and also the ones that actually in the box, in their small flat, they also go out to get the be'afri shaluf. So both of them, all of them are koivim. Also the alme, and also now we have to go after the din of elecha. We don't have a koiv over here, and that's why. Says the Gemara, maybe over here it goes the Abaye, and Abaye comes and says that he found the way, he found them on the platform. So now all of them are the same koiv. Also the one that came from Me'alme, from the world, and also the one that came in from the shoibach, from the ken. They're all of them koiv. So you don't have a different achoy. You have to go over here, basar roiv come from the world, and that's why. So no right. You're gonna go with things.
This is low Vikolov. You got low Vikolov here.
You don't have a koiv. All of them are koivim.
Oh, so low Vikolov versus Kolov.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But it's not the roiv vekol, because now kalape us over here we have only roiv. That's when we come now, when we saying that we found let's say the black ones went into the can of stam. Why? Because they are the roiv, and not that the white ones came from the can and they came and they done the swap, because that's now a mute, right? Yeah, that's what you meant. I didn't Repeni again. I didn't understand what you said.
The birds on the duff, it seemed to me, are now both roiv and kolov, and they're greater than the original. But because
we go after the kolov, we go after roiv. Yeah, we go after roiv now. So
very good.
You could look at the two kolovs cancel out, so to speak. The original birds and the new birds are all kolov.
Yeah.
But
you still have kolov.
It's just a matter of expression. It's a matter of expression.
There is a problem with it. If you still look at the kolov, there's a bit of a problem. And I can say, oh, why? If you go, after the roiv, let's be matir because specs fake. Why? Sofek if they're from the kolov, Sofek if they are from me'alme, as we said. Now, Sofek me'alme, right? We could come and say maybe they come from roiv goim and they don't need a chone. And that's why he says that our old Mishnah is talking about memedadim. They come from around the shoyfim all around, and that's why they can't think. Yeah.
It has a daf.
It has a daf, yeah. And you found it on the daf. That's the Abaye comes and says, yeah.
Why is it not enough that you just had a daf? Let's find them in the.
No, Rashi explains that the chashash is that they came from the daf to the ken, and that's why all of them are koiving. The one that on the daf and the one that on the ken, and that's why we go after roiv because we have both.
Found him where?
On the daf. That's why we come and say that thing, yeah. Yeah, that's the shaila. Now, in the Gemara Beit, the Rif and the Rambam were mashmit. They didn't bring this halacha. They didn't bring the halacha, the oikimte of Abaye that's talking about the daf. Why? So the Ram comes and says, because we pass like Rabbanina, the roiv v'koroiv, eile chachar aroiv, and mimele, that's why the Rambam passing on saying that we go roiv v'koroiv legabe egla rufa. Yeah, the Rambam perik this halacha vov. Halacha, but the Rambam comes in perik this and roitzeach, and we pass on roiv v'koroiv, eile chachar aroiv. Now, lefi them, we go hu b'me'alme. Also, when we don't have to be mitzar of the yoyin shoyvah. Stamazah, you're going to go roiv of thing, yeah. Okay. Says the Gemara weiter. We land in the Mishnah. Okay, we're going to go back to this. This is this Rambam. There's a steer in the Rambam because the Rambam actually in Ilchos Yom Tov, the Rambam looked a bit anders because the Rambam comes and says in Perik Beis what we mentioned before in Aloch Evov, we mentioned before in this Rambam. And the Rambam says that Zimen Levonim Motzos Shoyrim. They're also why she calls Sofek Muchon also. The Rambam calls it Sofek Muchon. If the Rambam goes Vasaroi. We're back to a problem. Okay, remind me after the shir, maybe you can speak about it. Says the Gemara weiter. There's a Kiddush Yankiv, there's Avi Ezri, there's all of the about this Stir and Rambam. Okay, so the Gemara weiter we found in the Mishnah. We saw in the Mishnah, right? Shnayim umotzo shloisha asurin. If he was mezamen 2 and he find 3, they're also. Like the Gemara, monasho. What's the case of it? Monasho. And that's the Rashi explained that that's the chat in the Mishnah. If all of the 3, what he finds now, he was found only 2, and now he finds 3. If all of them are different ones and not from the mezumanim, or achrinenino, for sure it's going to be also. Ve'ilo achrinenino, hoikechad, the marable. And if they are not different ones, so there's one over there that's mixed. He came from not the mezumani because he was mezamen only 2. And now he finds over there 3. So mitzad them, all 3 are going to be also because there's ma'urev over there 1 that's also. Oh, there we go. Why don't we say toisus? So what the belly asking is why it's not misbatel? Now the 1 is always misbatel chad betrei. Why chad the also is not misbatel beroi shnaim the amuter? Because it's a double sheyesh lo matirim. Because you could eat it Motzei Yontav without coming to the heter of Bitul Beroiv. And because Bali Chaim are Chashuvim, and they're no Mizbatul Berov Miderabonon, because the Chashivas, and that's what the long Mizbatul, as I saw, Toistas. Very good.
On that answer, sorry, that answer about the Dover Sheyesh Lo Matirim, why don't we say in the case of Kisui Adam that one could do it after Yom Tov. You don't have to check the animal on Yom Tov. You can do it after Yom Tov when it will be mutter to check it after Yom Tov. So don't check the animal on Yom Tov. You can do it after.
That's not a double sheyesh lo matirin. That's it. The shaila is if you allowed to check on Yom Tov? Yes. It's not a isur. Double sheyesh lo matirin is only by bitul. It's misbattle barov. It's not misbattle barov. Then comes in double sheyesh lo matirin. It's nothing to do with the. I mean, what do you want to say? Double sheyesh lo matirin?
No, I'm just saying that one can do it afterwards. So why do it now? I mean, because
I want to eat for Yom Tov. I want to sit as Yom Tov. But it's a good design. Double sheyesh lo matirin is by bitul. Bitul, I say there is bitul. There isn't bitul. I say double sheyesh lo matirin is not mortal.
Right. Okay. So it's different. It's not.
Let's not talk about bitul, Kisadam. Yeah. Says the Gemara, we learned in the Mishnah, Shloisho, if he designated 3, Umoto Shnayim Mutorin. So the Gemara, my timing. What's the reason? Says the Gemara, because Hanne Inuninu, V'chaminai was allowed. We are mistaber to say that what? That 2 are the same ones. I designated 3. One of them flew away, and that's why we can say that what? Says the Gemara, Leime Masnisi in our Mishnah, what says that what? The 2, what we found, instead of the 3, are exactly the 1 flew away and the 2 are left over there, the one I said. As the Gemara, this is a raya for in Masnisi Rebbe velo Rabbanon. Why? Over there is a machlokes legabe mo'os meiser sheni. Meiser sheni, person has to take the fruit and go with it to Yerushalayim and take it to Yerushalayim. But you can come and do a redemption. You can come and redeem it on money. What if a person has mo'os meiser sheni? What's the machlokes? The machlokes is in Rabbanon. Log the Gemara. Bring the Gemara the Mishnah. The Tanya. Someone go to that. None. Okay. The Tanya. Heiniach mone. A person put up there mone. Mone is 100 zuz. Mone of mois meiser sheni. He put it in a box. He opens the box the next day or the next week. Umotza, sign. Finds there 200 mone. 200 zuz. Sorry, 2 mone. Yeah. No, what's going to be the din? Now lich oire misvore mistaber to say that what he put over there another mone of what? Chulin, not a mone of thing, right? You don't have meiser sheni. Stammer say what he has is chulin. Just what he forgot and he put it in, and that's why we say that what chulin or meiser sheni morovi zavazeh, and he has to take over there 1 mone, the nicest one, the nicest mone, and he says does it nine, right? And he says meiser hareyof. Being chulin yeah mone sheni mechulala the news. That's Divrei Rebbe. I Dr. Rebbe. Yeah, that's what Rashi says about it.
The money off another coin.
Yeah. You do non coin. You say if monoshop. That means he comes and he says over there. He says if this is if you look at Rashi, chulin meiser. Oechat chulin ve'eno yedei v'noite layofe shebon voimer. Im shel meiser areyofe. Ve'im chulin chaver to b'chulin letzalel. He doesn't have to take different one. Yeah, what Rabeli is asking is a very good question. And as I fragt the Rash Mishan fragt in Mishnah over there, I fragt of him why. Because what Rabeli said is a Rashi Psochim. Remember Rashi Psochim? Rashi Psochim, the few Domid Aleph. Rashi says over there, Rashi brings over there, the Gemara brings us over there, like Gabe, Oi, Koroi, all of the Sugas, yeah? And the Yud. And the Rashi over there explains that what? He brings the seller. Rashi says, maybe Shloim. He brings over there a seller. And what he does with that seller? Right? It means the seller b'shovem mona, and he says everywhere that there is mois meiser sheni should be mechulel on them, like what you wanted to say now. So Rashi l'choyre says it himself. So there's a shitom kubetz, ein shitom kubetz, there's a Yeshua. There's also, if you want to really look into it, in the Chaim Kanievsky and Derech Emunah and meiser sheni and I think it's a very base in the Bir Aloch over there.
Yeah.
He over there goes into the sugi over there. Kedar B'Kodesh. Okay, says the Gemara. If that's what he meant there. V'chachomim oimrim akoil chulin. That means why? Because b'derech klal, right? A person doesn't mix meiser sheni together with mois chulin, and therefore we assume that what? That he took the money of meiser sheni and then he put inside 200 zuz of chulin. We don't assume that what? That means Rashi says say that chachomim will makel. Chachomim will makel. Why? Because the person does not put meiser sheni together with chulin, and therefore we come and say that what? That when he put in the 200 of chulin, he actually took out the meiser sheni. Now, the same machloikas we have also in a different case. He put the 200 zuz inside the box. What's going to be the deal? Mone munach umone mutal. That means mone of myself bleibdo, right, in the place. Umone, the second one, mutal, we take away from it because we assume that what? It's chulin. Because the person does not come, right? He didn't go to Yerushalayim, this person. So we don't, this person did not yet go to, what do you do with the money? He has to go to Yerushalayim, right? And then you go to Yerushalayim and buy the davke food. This person did not yet go to Yerushalayim. So it doesn't make sense that this person should come and divide the money. He put in over there, right? How much he put in over there? 200 of Maisel Sheni. It doesn't make sense that what now he came and he decided, okay, I'm coming and taking part of it and leaving part of it there. Just what we started at what he took the whole 200, he put it somewhere else. What I find of now 100 is different 100 I put. A person doesn't separate the Maisel Sheni, and therefore says Chachomim Hakoil Chulin. Everything what he found over here is going to be now Chulin. Yeah. So he says, "Freitake." The chasofik de reise, the sofik de reise lechuma. The Beitza says that word that the Rabbanon out that there's a svara to come to be told that for sure he took over here the Meiser. There's no sofik b'chal. Nicht kan sofik b'chal. Not a sofik. Oh, now let's go. What if we take the same ideas of the machloikas, the same concept of the machloikas? Let's fit it in our Mishnah. So the same thing is going to be in our Mishnah. When we have all of the three goizolos, right? And he designated three goizolos, and now he finds two. Lefi Rabbanon, what we assume that all of the three went together. The two that we find now, there are new two. We don't separate them. They went together. The two that we find now, there are two new ones. It's not the ones that we had before. Lefi Rebbe, the two that we find now, there are the two that were and they were left. And this is, right? So that we said, Leim Masnisin, our Mishnah is Rebbe, and not like Rabbanon. And that's why it's to come and say that our Mishnah goes like Rebbe and not like Rabbanon, because Aloha Kerabim. When we say Stam Mishnah should go Lefi the Aloha.
Well, one's using a human brain, one's using a good brain.
Says the Gemara. The Gemara says a bisschen anders, yeah, yeah. Says the Gemara, Afilu Teimer Rabbanon, you can come explain our Mishnah also Lefi Rabbanon. Hoit Maralo, our Mishnah talking about Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lozo, the Amot Avayu, shiny goizolois, oil asuin ledabis. Goizolois is different than money. Why? Because the goizolois, yeah, they are hopping and jumping from one place to the next. So there's no raya that they are hopping and moving from one to the next, that they were left over there. Money, a person is not, the derech klal doesn't take money, meiser, and puts them in a different place. So we started at well, he did all of it. The money you find over here actually is a different money. Why Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lozo have to come and be doichek to say that word shiny goes on l'shinuya lo shiny goes on v'asui gam. I can tell you very simple teretz. V'yitmar alo dei the Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lozo. That means on this machloikis between Chacham and Rebbe, legabe mois ma'aseh, yeah, when he puts 200 and he finds 100, yeah, he put 200 money, 200 zuz of ma'aseh sheni, and now he finds 100. We learned over there. Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lozo say that this machloikis of Rebbe and Chachamim, it's a machloikis in what? Chadoma, one of them said, that's talking about that the 200 zuz were bishnei kisim, every kiss, every purse had over there 100 zuz. Then it's a machloikis, because in that case, Rebbe says could be that what he took everything, one of the kisim, yeah, and the second one is still over there. He didn't take everything. He took one of the kisim. The other kisim said, "Avol, if the 200 bekisechod, and now you find over there only 100." And Rebbe is moida that if he took, he wouldn't come and separate the money. He wouldn't come and open up the money of myself if he didn't go up to Yerushalayim yet. Yeah, he wouldn't come up and take, or even if he goes to Yerushalayim, he wouldn't take only half. He goes and will take the whole thing. And if you find it in one piece, everyone is going to agree that that this is going to be chulin. It's definitely different. V'chadomal, one of them said, or Rabbi Yochanan or Rabbi Lozo, bekis echod machloikis. That means they still have a machloikis. Avol shnei kisim, when it's every one in a different one. So then even Rabbanon, yeah, divrei hakoil, the money, what the money. munach, umone mutal, that we assume that this is actually the Meiser. Says the Gemara, Bishloime. When we're talking about, that's the same Gemara, we had the talking of the Legabi Kikrois Chometz, what he put down. Now, Bishloime leman do'omar b'shnei kisi machloikes. I know the Yitzrich, the Shinui Oche, Shiny Goizoles, Oil Vasu Ledadas, right? The Mechalek between money of Meiser. Lefi Chachom Aving is schooling. Why? Because we assume that he took it from two different kisim. And Goizoles. And our mission, we started that only one Goizol went, and the two that we found over here, they're actually the two that were left from before. Because without this chiluk, we would come and say, yeah, the same thing. Mois Meiser Sheni and two different persons, or like two different Goizolos. And because them two, right, and both of them, we have a svara to come and say that they would don't take it together. So the same chilik we can come and say also in three goizolos, because they are like actually separate persons, they are separate kisim. Says the Gemara, hashte. And I say it's schwer. Why we have to come to a terrace of shiny goizolos oil basuri dados? Just tell me, Pasha, that one was left and the other one left. And I was also in two goizolos, we come and assume that one of them went and the two were left. And why we need a different time to be mechalik between Mois, Meiser Sheni, and goizolos. Omar Abashi. Ocha begoizolos mekushorin, bekisi mekushorin askinen. Our mission is talking about even in a case the goizolos are tied. And the Bryce is talking about also the kisi mekushorim askinen. What is mekushorim? That they are actually knotted. And that means as Rabbi Yochanan or Rabbi Lazar, that they said that the machlokes between Chacham and Rabbi is in one person, kisechot. The kavanah is two kisim that actually are between them. They are knotted together. And Memela, they have a din keilu. It's one kiss. It's kisechot. The din that mone munach umone mutal that said only in two kisim, only in two separate kisim. Now, mitzat sheni, also the Mishnah, is talking about goizolos that are also kshurim. The mamish knotted together. The din what we said in the Mishnah to count the matir, the ones that were left in the king. This fits only with Rebbe. Why? Because Rebbe that said that in money, what you find in kisim kushorim, what we assume, mone munach mone mutal, and that's what we have to mechalik between the din of kisim to the din of goizolos, and to say, as we said. Goizolos menat chadode. That means the goizolos b'derech klal they are separated by how they come and they tear the knot. They tear the knot, and that's why we can come and assume lekule that the goizol that was over here he went, and the goizol one of them flew away, and the other one is left over here, and that's the one that we find over here. Over kisim not chadode. The kisim they can't bite or undo the knot, and that's why it must be lefichach. If you one case, must be that it's not from the two that you left, because we assume that the person came and took both of them together, and the one that you find now is fully ve'rebi. That also over here we see.
Now that's the pshat. It's very strange here. In the case of birds of dudding who are dudding, they're jumping. Birds have got a mind of their own. A bird will do it or won't do it. In the case of a person, you can ask a person has got a mind, but one can ask a person about a wallet. You can ask him a question. A person has his own dad.
I'm not here to ask him. For sure, if we would ask him and think that the Gemara is not talking about that case, for sure. We would ask him, he would tell us for sure.
But still, it's a way of behavior.
Doesn't remember.
No,
He doesn't
but
remember.
I didn't say the way of behavior by a person is different to goizles.
That's
What
right.
goizles do and a person does is different assumptions.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, for sure. For sure, but the person is not here to ask him. That's what the Gemara goes in.
Yeah, but the
That's
assumptions
the
are not necessarily the same. The assumptions of what happened is not the same.
The Gemara is not coming and saying by.
The Gemara said it works the same. The assumption here will work the assumption there. It's all, again, it's probably more of a kvias chachomim. It's not common. It's not like facts or creating common sense. It's you say if that's what chachomim are kover because I don't know what to do. You have to have a achroy. It's not to do with seichel so much. If to do with seichel, it works differently by goizles and a person.
I was going to say the same thing always. But the Gemara does say that the svara of goizlois, menat chadode. What means menat chadode? And they do. They have a mind of their own, and that's why they're going to come and they can separate the thing. They could come in with a big maybe ways to come in to separate themselves, and that's why it's different than kisi loimenachado than a person. Kisi means a person. A person who takes the kisi.
The kiss doesn't move by itself. The person does it. A person does it. So it works differently. He made a mistake. He did this. He mixed up. By going to the come and go.
Let's see.
Come and go.
That's the next words of the Gemara. Verebi. Let's see just the next. That's the next words. Verebi Omaloch. Kisinami zimnin. If you from Aleph, the misakle katerayu. Sometimes also. Nita rakes as she says. Nita rakes shalom misparek meilov. Rabon. Venotal Shemo lo mikushor mitzom vechota poechot volach. Yeah, that's what Rabbi Yad. Yeah, sometimes also you could find the same case by the.
It has to be a particular case. It has to be a particular kesher.
Yeah.
If it's like a zip or something which doesn't happen, it's a different story. So it has to be a kesher which nitak, which opens, and like they used to take a piece of cloth and tie it on top and open and it falls away. But if it's a proper arnak, so all that is not relevant anymore according to.
Yeah.
According to
the Marshal says what you're saying. The Marshal says, and the Ravashi says that it's only the kis ke'en shnei kisim. Yeah. Okay. Unser Daf. Let's see today's Daf. Talk the Gemara. We learned in the Mishnah, right? Besoy haken umotzo lifnei haken asorin. That means asoy. If it was mezamen yomtev, the birds from erev yomtev besoy haken inside the small flat what they have there, the box what they have there. And in Yom Tov itself, he found them way on the platform outside on the balcony. Yeah, so this is going to be Asur. We learned in the Mishnah, it's going to be Asur. Says the Gemara. Leime mesaya le Rab Chanina. Do Rab Chanina. Roi vekoroi. Eile ha'aroi, like we learned just now in the previous moment. And also from here we have a raya. Why? Because the birds of the ken, that they are mezumonos. They are actually closer to this platform. We find them now on the platform. The ones, if we say koroi, lichoira, the ones that we find on the platform, should be the ones that were inside the box. The box is mamish 10 centimeters away. So lichoira, if we say koroi, we should say that the mezumonos, I was mezamin yom erev yom, the inside the box, is actually now they went out and they are on the madaf. And afal pikem, what do we say in the Mishnah? The ones that we find on the madaf also. Why? Because we go basar roiv of the world. So we see roiv vekorov leile chachal haroiv. And on this comes Abaye and said, that's what we said before. No, Mar Abaye, over here is talking about bedaf. That means over here we have more birds are sitting on this daf. And it's a big balcony, a big platform. And over there come over there to visit many other birds from many other places. And that's why you cannot come and assume that the birds that you're finding over here on this daf, they came now from this box, what I was mezamin erev yom to be material. Because all of them are calling the same, because it's a big daf, and that's why all of them are going to be also. Yeah. Says the Gemara. Rove Omar. Over here, you cannot come and say like Abaye that's talking about over here that all of the birds on the daf are going to be also, because that's this case for sure going to be also Mimonach Shok, because Sayef Roiv, Sayef Koroiv, they all going to say it's also, and the Mishnah doesn't have to come to teach us that we go after Koroiv of the birds of the Ken, because that's the thing, just what he's talking about over here. Zok Terase. Omar Rove. Bishnei kinim zu lemalo mizu askenim. Over here, we're talking about over here, right? It has flaws, as we said, inside the dark coat. Two different kinim. He came in Erev Yom Tov, and he was mezamen the ones that are one of the two kinim. When he comes to take in Yom Tov, he doesn't find in the kin that he was mezamen, all of them, yeah, right? He finds it empty. He finds in the other find only in front of him, and in the other kin he doesn't find anything. That means he came, and what he done over there? He was mezamen the ones that are one of the two kinim. Yeah, the shnei kinim, one of the two. When he comes to Yom Tov to take it, he doesn't find it not in the kin that he was mezamen, and not also in the other kin. Where he finds it in front of him on the daf. Now, why we ask that those birds? Well, we find in front of it, not because the majority, not because roiv of the birds we say come from Alme. Just why the chashash maybe The one that he found now in front of him, the Ken, is the one that came from the Ken that he was not Mezamin. And they are Muktzeh. Because he didn't find in the Ken that prepared anything, and also the Ken that Muktzeh didn't find anything. So there's a chashash now, maybe they came from the Ken that's Muktzeh. And that's why it's going to be also. Yeah? No hamon. No hamon. We have a dove coat. Picture it as ever you can see, you have a picture. And there's over there two different kilim. Both of them were full Erev Yom Tov. He came. One of them he was mezamen. One of them he was meichin. The other one he did not. So one is muchan and one is muktzeh. Right? The right side is muchan, the left side is muktzeh. He comes Yom Tov, he looks, and the one that he prepared empty. He looks, maybe they walked to the other one. He looks at the other one that is actually muktzeh. It's also empty. And now on the daf, on the platform outside, he sees birds. Can he take it or not? Now it's also why? Not because Roy, maybe they came from the world. He finds over here now 4. You know why? Because this is the ones that what? The muktzeh, the ones that came, and that's why it's going to be also. Says the Gemara. Veloi mi boy. Now Mishnah has to say the which case? Which case? Oh, veloi mi boy says in the case. Huh? No, if you find a thing, you don't have to be choishes. As you said before in Chazok. Veloi mi boy zimen betachtoino. Veloi zimen beelyoino. Umotze betachtoino. Veloi motze beelyoino da asiro. דאמרינן, אנוחו לעלמה, ואנוחו ישתרבו וישתרבו ונוחוס. אלא אפילו זימן בעליונו, ולא זימן בתחתונו, ובו מוצא בעליונו ולא מוצא בתחתונו, אנוח נמה אסירא דאמרינן, אנוחו לעלמה, ואנוח סירוך סורי וסיל. That means that's it. Even though in a case that he was mezamen the tachtoino, that means the, let's say, ground floor, and then he didn't find, and he didn't mezamen in the first floor. And then he finds in the ground floor, and he doesn't find in the Elyoina. The Elyoina is the upper floor. So what's going to be the din in that case? It's going to be also why? Because we say the one that goizolo is that they were mezumen, they actually flew away. The one that we see now over here, it's also on the ground floor. Ishtarbu ve'ishtarbu. That means they slipped down. They slipped down, and they went down from the first floor to the ground floor. Yeah, and it's talking about the goizolos, they can't fly. And in this way, it's going to be also why? Because we assume that the birds in the Ken flew away. The ones that were mezamen, the one on the ground floor flew away. And now the ones that were upstairs, in the first floor, they actually came down. Just what? The bottom ones, they jumped down. They jumped down. It says in the Mishnah even more than that. Just what? Ela afilu. Yeah, the Mishnah comes to teach us even though. Zimen be'elyoino. Velo zimen betachtoino. Yes? So he came and he was mezamen the ones on the first floor. The ones on the ground floor, he doesn't mezamen. Now he comes on Yom Tov and he finds in the first floor the one that he was mezamen. He doesn't find in the ground floor. So it's also going to be also why we say that the ones that were mezumonos, that means the first floor, they flew away. And the ones that was in the ground floor, they actually crawled slowly, and they came now up here, and that's why they're going to be off.
Sorry, what is going on?
Should go always be back.
What is going on here? I don't understand what's going on here. With 1 minute we're saying that the birds can't fly because they can only hop. And now you're saying, no, that the ones on top flew away, but the ones on the bottom only can hop and they can't go anywhere. We're talking about all of them can only hop. So that means the ones on top couldn't have flown away because they can only hop as well. So what's going on here saying they flew away? They couldn't have flown away because they're only hopping. So let's decide. Are we talking about that they're all hopping, or are we talking about they're all flying? What we can't keep changing the goalposts the whole time. If it's all that they can't fly, then the top ones couldn't have flown away either, and they must be around somewhere.
Yeah, good question. Good question. All the Achonim are busy with these questions. And therefore, the Shakiratai of the Gemara we need to explain. Because, let's explain. Before you said that what? There's no right from like Rab Chanina. And nobody say, why should we be choishes that these are different ones that came? Why should we matir mishum korim? Okay, Sofik Mochen, okay. And also, what do you say? It's talking about medadin. So in the Maskone, we say Keren Zovis. You can see later on in the Gemara, but our Mishnah is talking about Keren Zovis. So we can come and fit it, Lefi Keren Zovis, and to say that we're talking about a Ken that doesn't have a Roy. And the Zoitake is Fasemes comes and says that our Suge goes, Lefi Rab Chanine, is talking about Keren Zovis, and that's why we don't have a Roy. We're going to have to see a little bit the second of the Gemara, but the Zoitake is Fasemes. The Shittim Kobetes has a little bit of different Mahalach in the Suge, but you're right. You're right. Okay, so let's see the Gemara.
They're all medadin. No, can't we simply go to do the all medadin? So the ones on the top slid down and then waddled off.
Yeah, because medadin, that many, there are many Rishonim say that medadin, yeah, they can come and be medadin up to 50 amo.
That's right.
Well, yeah, that's what the Gemara was going to say, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I check another thing, please? When we said
You see, in a few shulas, the Gemara says 50 amo, yeah.
Can I just say one other thing? He was Mazaman originally, shall we say, in the Eliona, Betoich the Eliona, and if you were to find them Betoicho Eliona, presumably that would be fine. Our problem is only because you did not find them Betoicho Eliona, you found them outside. Have I got that right?
No, because he was Mezamen Dafke Belyoino and not Batachtoino. He finds Belyoino. He doesn't find Belyoino. If he would find also Elyoino, also Tachtoino would be fine. Sorry?
He was Mezamen Betoicho Eliona inside the camp. And he found, and I'm asking, if he were to find them Betoicho Eliona, presumably that would be good. That would be fine. He could take them.
Yes.
The problem we've got is that he did not find them Betoicho Eliona, he found them Lifnei Eliona on the duff there or on somewhere outside there. I'm just checking that I've understood that correctly.
Yeah, yes, but there is a Shittum Kubetzes that says that all Sugya is talking about not Lefi Rove, because he said that our Mishnah is talking about without a daf. And Rove is talking about dafke with a daf. Lifnei Akan. And that's why we are choshish for birds from Lifnei Akan is really a chashash for Yoini Me'alme.
Little platform.
Yes, before.
Opposed to Abaya's big platform.
I wasn't too sure that Lifnei Akan meant that there was a daf.
Yes. So our shaila is only the fee Abaye. That Abaye says that our Mishnah is talking about that has a daf, Lifnei Akan. Yeah, and that's why we have a chashash of Yoini Me'alme, or they flew away, or they didn't fly away. Yes. Yeah. We learned in the Mishnah, Im Ein Shom, Elohein. There's no around this daf code, only them. Yeah, from Erev Yontev, and these in Yontev you find the only these what Lifnei Akan. It says what case is talking about? That the ones that can come and fly already. So why they are mutar? These flew away. The ones that you find now in front of the can, they are different ones. Elo b'medadin. It's talking about the ones that actually cannot fly, right? So and that's why it depends. If there's a can around the place, we say that what it's gonna be. Yeah, that depends. Because if there's no can, we can say that they can't fly that much. So that is the measurement that they could be medaded, they could hop adodu. That means they could come and still why? So it could be that the ones that are not mezumanos. So what's talking about the end for the Gemara? Le'olam they could come with 50 mamo. Okay, going the kaime bekeren zovi. That means, as you look over here in the picture in Rashi, yeah, they are in a corner, right? So if he wants to go from one can to the other can, so he comes to the corner, he has to go right or left, and then he's not going to see already his original house. And Mao the teim that's a suffix aduya adadu. For mashmalon kol eiche de medade ve'odar chozel ekine medade ve'iloi loi medade. That means when they are medade, as long as they could see the back. But if they can't see it, they're not medade. Says the Mishnah. Let's start the Mishnah. Dog the Mishnah. Mishama yomrim. Ein noidlin esoeli lekatzev olav bosel. As the Eli, as we said before, is a chopping board, a very heavy chopping board. What they do on it, they come and the wheat, exactly what we learned before. The wheat, they come and we learned Friday, yeah? They come and they do on the wheat. So he wants now to come and slice on it meat. Why? It's a cliche melachtoi le'iso, and we mentioned over here the Toises, we mentioned on Friday. It's a cliche melachtoi le'iso, and it's made for Ktisha Schitim, and that Ktisha Schitim is also because you could do it on Erev Yom Tov. Anything you could do on Erev Yom Tov is going to be also. Or Beisilel Matirim. Also, this we learned also. That means you don't come and you shech the animal on Yom Tov, the hide. What do you do with it? So a person wants to start with tanning. He shouldn't. So he wants to put it in front of the shul when everyone comes to the front of the milchemayim. They should come and step on it. No, you're not allowed to, because this is the beginning of the process of the tanning of ibud and me'abed, and you're not allowed to do it on Yom Tov. You're not allowed to do it on Yom Tov. Also, don't come and lift it up where in a place that it should be, it should be protected and shouldn't get lost. Why? Because it's muktzeh. And if it's mechubat to the hide, to the skin, so then it's not muktzeh, and then you're allowed to come and to lift it up. But also in this case, even if it has a kazayis basal, don't put it in a dorsal. Yeah. Kazayis is only on the second din of loyak bienu the hide, because it's muktzeh. If it has over there kazayis basal, then it's allowed. Beisilel matir in this case. So the Gemara Tane, Veshovin, yeah. So that was Friday. The Gemara says that this is that was exactly the Gemara on Friday. Yeah, Mukhlefes Hashita. That's what the Gemara says. Maybe in this Mukhlefes Hashita. Yeah. Yes. Very good. Yeah. Very good. Tane. Veshovin she'im kitzev olov bosol she'asul letaltaloi. A different tiltul, not letzorich Yom Tov. Because even if you've done it, because it was done in the tzorich Yom Tov. No. Omar Abaye machloikes, the machloik Yisham Yisilel is be'eli. That means it's not made for coming and chopping on it meat. Avol betavre garme. That means this is a chopping board to come and to chop on it the bones. Why? Because this is a malacha that you're allowed to do on Yom Tov. You're allowed to break the bones. So the more pshita. Why to come and ask different things? And when they want mouth that they may word in that means maybe Bishama Machmir also something that you could come and break on it bones also, because why not? Because he's going to be matriach, and maybe he's going to be matriach to schlep this heavy chopping board, and then he's going to change his mind and not do the chopping board, right? And kumto that word he was matriach to come to do on Yom. That's something shaloi letzorich. If I was state alien now, we say the ktani alien lo idiach o koich adamisile da filu tavos melachto leisu. Yeah, like a Eli that it's mechlal for Ktisha Schitim to come in to do. It's also a filoche you're allowed to come in to do it. Tisha? Yeah, that this the Eli you're allowed to come Beisilel. Nami Sharut to come at me to why? Simchas Yom Tov. For Mashmalon, the Tavre Garme is mutar. That means a brand new chopping board for bones. Maybe he's going to change his mind. He's not going to break on it bones. And then there's going to be a chashad at what? That he's going to carry it. That what? That he's allowed to carry it, and there's no chashad at what he's going to change his mind. Don't have a chashad at what he's going to change his mind. That means a sheikhet. The sakin etzel beim, that's in one place and it's a distant and far away. Veloi beim, it's a tabach sakin. Also, you don't come and bring the beim to the butcher with a sakin. Why? Because maybe he's going to change his mind and then come to that what he wants matriach in Yom Tov. Sheloi letzorech. Says the Gemara Beitza loim moilichin etzel ze. There's no chashash of charote. Bishama yomrim ein moilichin tavlin or modrich. That means a tavlin is the spices. Modrich is the handle that over there they crush the pestle, I think it's called, Eitzel meducha, meducha. Why? Because maybe he's gonna change his mind, and then he's tam schlep the pestle over there for no reason. Basically, so what's muchach over here? That Beis Shammai are choishes to watch Shemoy Molech, and Abaye said that what Beis Shammai are not choishes. And for the Gemara, what's the zustel bechlal? Bishloime beimo. Also named Lucha. Why? When a person walks to the beim, he's going to come and might change his mind. Why is he might change his mind over there? Because the Omar nishbak. and he sees that this behemoth is, let it eat a little bit, and then we're gonna come, and it's now this is a very thin one. There's not much to eat over there. And also by coming and taking over there the tavli, the spice, in order to come to crush it, also over there, why is taking? They're taking it for the pot. Says the Gemara, Kedeiro, also Nami, also Lem Luche, the Omar Nishbak, I Deo the boy. I say, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to come to crush the peppers, the spices. Let's forget it. Let's make a salad that doesn't need spices. Over here, when you're talking about the breaking the bones, what's the chashash? Well, he's not going to break the bone. He has to come to break the bones. That's why there's no chashash that what he's going to come and change his mind. Okay, we're going to stop over here because it's already late. But the Hashem, we're going to continue tomorrow over here in the two dots. We're going to have to catch up. Fine. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah. Oh, when is the Simon Sukkah before we go?
Would it make sense having it on sukkahs during Chol Hamoed in a sukkah, in a large sukkah?
I'm probably not going to be here. I don't know if I'm here sukkahs.
Oh, okay. And that's out.
We can do it tomorrow if you want. Huh? I should do something. No, Wednesday's a busy day.
We will keep it.
We can do it tomorrow, please. Whoever. After the shir, 12:30. So Melch Hashem maybe tomorrow, 1:45, משהו כזה, after the shir, 20 to 1. Sunday's a little bit longer with the shir. Okay, so Melch Hashem tomorrow is okay, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So Melch Hashem tomorrow. Melch Hashem tomorrow. I'll just start with the vote. Start with a nice Masechet about. Okay, we finish the shir. Melch Hashem tomorrow. We will have the siyum on before 1 o'clock. We will have the siyum on Sukkah. See if it comes. Let's see. So let's, before we go back to the sugya of Roiv and Koroiv, if we have going after the Roiv, not after the Roiv, and the Rif and the Rambam, there's an interesting ma'aser with the Bar Levin. Bar Levin, Tzaddik Yerushalayim was called. Rav Asirim used to go to Mechazek over there in the British Mandate. He used to come and lock up the Barazani and the famous ma'asers. Anyway, so he had the chavrusa every Friday afternoon together with Reb Chaim Berlin. Chaim Berlin was a Rav in Moscow. He had the chavrusa with them. They used to learn together. Reb Chaim Berlin was a very, very good balkoire, medagde, from the Netziv, and he would read the Shir Hashirim every Friday afternoon, very nicely and very with the time, with the timing, and very. And when he would come, Hinoch Yofa Ayosi Hinoch Yofa Inayich Yoinim, he would always mamish. He would zabrochen and burst out crying, and he would cry and mamish. And so one week, Bar Levin asks him, Chaim, what's up, Pshat? Forget this is Hinoch Yofa Ayosi about Klal Yisrael, the Knesset Yisrael, the Rebbe says Hinoch Yofa Ayosi, Hinoch Yofa Inayich Yoinim, the beautiful of Klal Yisrael when they come to do mitzvahs. Well, what's the problem? So let me tell you a story. When I was a Rav in Moscow, so Kamovan, there was over there, he done everything. He was a Balkoire, he was a Shoichet, a Moyel, everything he done. He says one day he came over there into my house. It doesn't look like a Yid. He tells me, Rebbe, I want to speak to you. I said, go. No, I have to speak to you. No one should there inside the room. Okay, takes it to him. He says, look, I had a baby boy. No, Mazel Tov, let's tell it. No one should know about it. Because I am in a place that no Yid live there, only going. And for my business, I sell all kinds of tashmishay tumah, crosses or things, kitzel thing, and no one's allowed to know that I'm a Yid because then I'm going to lose my business. And I want you should come male my son. So he said, okay, but no one could come, only you. So you're going to be the sandik and everything. I'm going to bring over there a doctor also that they should make sure that if someone finds out the thing, I'm going to send out. I have a big palace with lots of maids and servants. I'm going to send them out that day, and I'm going to cover everything that they shouldn't be able to slum him. Okay. He sends over there a wagon for Reb Chaim Berlin. count the wagon, and they travel to the Moscow. Chaim Ali never knew Bechal exist. As neighbors in Moscow. Kids, they come into the house, everything was covered. They go into a room. All the Slavim were covered over there in the room, and they do the bris milah. Chaim Ali tells them after the bris milah, I want you to come to me after 3 days. In 3 days, I want you to come to me back. Kids say that. After 3 days, he comes and he gives the Chaim an envelope. So Chaim Ali tells him, what's the envelope? You want more money? He says, no, I don't want money. He says, so why you called me? I didn't call you for money. I called you for something else. He says, well, what you called me for? He says, listen, I saw the way you live, the lifestyle you live. You're so weit from Yiddishkeit. What's blended to man and dein Kind? What's so necessary for you to come and to do a bris milah for your child? He says, look, I know I'm very, very far. Ich bin sehr weit. You're right, ich bin sehr weit. Well, my son, if he wants one day going to find out that he's a Yid, and he's going to want to come back, I don't want to stop him. I want him to have this chance that he could come back. Says Reb Chaim Berlin, the Gemara says in Beitza, in Daf Yud Aleph, that, as we said over here, בסוי 50 קרן זוביס, מהו דתי מהדו דעדדו, כלומר שלנו כל אחד מדדה ועוד החוזה לקיני מדדו ואילוי לוי מדדו. כלל ישראל is נמשל ליוינו. As we know, we spoke a few times, Yoino now is coming, and the Goyen says the Pshat on Yoino. We spoke a few times in the Shiurim about Yoino, that this is the Neshama, the person is called the Yoino. Klal Yisrael nimshal Yoino, ma Yoino mefarkeses, Klal Yisrael mefarkesim, it's libom lavir shabashamayim. We know that Klal Yisrael nimshal Yoino. He says, Hi noch yofa rayos, hi noch yofa. Einaich Yoinim. Klal Yisrael, your eyes are the eyes of a bird. A bird does not go away. He doesn't come and leave as long as he could see the dafkot. As long as he sees his house, they go very wide sometimes. But as long as they could see they still could see the roots, as they say, and that's what he says. That's the Gemara of Ekan tells us. He noch yovarayos. He was a beautiful of Klal Yisrael. What's the beauty? Heinaich yoinim, as we can noch ebezo. Right. That was it. So the Rif and the Rambam. Let's go back to a little bit of a. The Riv and the Rambam say that there must be this thing. So he came over in the Gemara that, as we said over here, Rav Chanina. And Ran comes and explains why, because they pass on Rav Chanina, that Roiv Korov, Eilech Hachar Haroiv. Now they pass on the Rambam, as we said from Perek Tes, it was Roitzeach. And Lefi them, we go Basa Roiv, right? We go Basa Rube Dalme, even though we're not mitzvah of the birds over here of the camp. There's a Torah sign. Let's go to the Torah sign. Is in Boibase, over there in the Sugi and the Chav Gimel on the base. The Torah sign comes and says that Rav Chanina is moide by Korov the Muchach. Korov the Muchach, so the halacha is not going to be that we go acharov. And lefi them, we could leave the Ikimta over here la halacha. That means, if the person came and he was mezamen levonim, and he finds shchoirim, yeah, they don't become also. Only if the shchoirim was also over there outside the Nadam. Because if not, it's Korov the Muchach, and Korov the Muchach is going to be okay. The Ktsois Achoishen and Reish Samach Beis brings from the Torah Saim that what is the Kurva the Muchach? What's Korov the Muchach? What is it? He says 50 amos Kurva the Muchach. Kurva the Muchach. So, alle fragen of the Ktsois, 1 second. The Melui Choishen fragt of the Ktsois, what's the pshat? Legabe Yoinim is not Shayad the Shir. Why? Mitzad Tulcha Mishim Amo, right? We said the Malik Reison. But more than that, what's Tamazoi Roiv and Korov, everywhere else, what's the Chamishim Amo come from? Now, the Rambam, so let's go back to the Rambam. The Rambam, what we said in Perek Beis Aloche Vov, in Ilchos Yonta, the Rambam comes and says, Zimen, Levonim, Motos Choirim. So, also, why? Shekol Sofek Muchon, also. The Rambam says, the Rashba also says, Legabe, if he found, he was Mezamin 2, and he found 3. Yeah, our Mishnah. He was Mezamin 2 and he found 3. Because every suffix what we have in the Mishnah, we go lechumra. Why? Because the Isur is, as we said before, the double, matirin, tomorrow is going to be water, and thing. Now, the Rambam and the Rashba is very schwer. Why? Because what we learned now in the Sugya, that the Isur is because of Roiv, it's not suffix. So what's the pshat of it? It's Roiv or it's suffix. The and the Rambam says that suffix more, and it's schwer, because in our Sugya we see it in Roiv. So, the Aviezri, Rav Shachan Aviezri, and Ilchos Meiser Sheni, and in Perek Yudah Loche Dalet, he says as in Doiraise we are machmir both. In Doiraise we are machmir both. And the suffix we go lechumra. Now, in a place when the suffix is mutar, yeah, but there is a tzad not to be mistapek. So then we go lechumre. That means what the chumre? Not to be mistapek at the asr. What it means? He brings the Ramban. The Ramban Basre. Over there in the Sugya and Daf of Daled, the Ramban said that roiv is not really. It's not. We say roiv koroiv. So what's odif roiv? So he says the Ramban says no. Roiv is not really odif mikoroiv when it's mamish in the place, right? In the place. That means when we say kanim to kanoyo. More speaks about the kanim to kanoyo. What's the pshat? Roiv doesn't help against the klal of kanim to kanoyo. Why? Because if it was in the place kanim to kanoyo, koroiv we start to be mistapek. But what if you find it in the same place? Kanim to kanoyo, you mistapek by roiv or not? No. Why? So he says because in the place there's no suffix b'chlal. You don't need to come to roiv. Roiv comes to machria. Once you have a suffix, okay, roiv, koroiv, I have to start to be machria. But once you say kanim to kanoyo, you don't have a suffix b'chlal. Only by a suffix, isudoi raise. And because of Zoy, the Rambam kind of tells me that what? Suffix muchon, also that what? We are machmir muktzeh. Let's go back to the Toys Shonim and Daf Gimel Day. That the muktzeh we are machmir ke'ein doi raise. And that's why we don't say over here that the shoivoch is the kanim to the makoimon shel yoinim. Come and say the makoim and the roiv is machria boy. It's what? It's a suffix. The suffix is chal over here, and be'em is because of roiv. It become also even though the koroiv is a koroiv the mucha. And it's called the mucha. He should be matir. Yes, yeah. The Klisiankiv doesn't agree with it. I am Dalton. The Klisiankiv, Babasa, Simon, Tezvov. Fine. Okay.
Can I say something? Have we got a minute?
Yeah.
Half a minute.
Yeah, of course.
What we were both at the beginning about if you got, you said Damedadim. Everybody knows Damedadim. Adcham Shem Dadim. Now we say if they were in the Quran is mutter. Outside the Khan is also. Yeah. But we know that the Medadim. So to come in and out of the Khan, we already said no, it's not in the Khan. So in the Khan is also. Now I think in the very beginning when we start the Gemara, Anach Osdula Alma Anach Achina Avu, so we can see we are worried about the travel and come and go. So why and this will also work. If you got you're talking about the Khan, you've got a lot of Khanim in one place, a lot of holes, yeah.
Yeah.
So if somebody mezamen 2 birds, and he comes the next day and he see and that is not has got simon muvak on them, and he sees the 2 birds in place, and all the rest was when he was mezamen, it was nothing there, and he comes there, it's all the places full of other Khanim. All the Khanim are full with others. He can still go and take these 2 birds from mezamen. The chances.
Well, he found them inside. He found them inside.
Inside. But I'm
okay,
talking about.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what we just said now.
But I know, but we know. Yeah. I know, but Kanim Tzchanoyo is usually when there's no Chazuka Asol Ishtanis. When you know that things are moving all the time. It's no, I think there's a Meiri. They bring a Meiri, and I haven't seen it inside. But I think here lies the ganze Zach. The Meiri says that if you come to the Khan, I think that's what I tried to say is the best kula of Chachomim here. Because once Medadim, all Chazoki says, Kanim to Kanoyo, El Chazok Ishtanis, but sometimes it just moves all the time. Like somebody's Chazok Sol Ishtanis, and Chazok. Is Medadim all the time. They're not in place to come and say to myself, if I come to the Rov and say, you know what, I put 2 Kanim there, and the next day there was full of other things, and I don't know what to say. I'm 100% that these 2 birds are the ones from Mezamen. Very schwer to say that. But Meiri says that what Chachomim say here, if I was Mezamen too, and I came by the Kanim, I don't have to make Sofek.
Yes, and that's
the Sofek is not Noilat.
You're right. Look at Tosis Dimans in Chad. Look at Tosis Dimans in Chad. Exactly what you say. Chad min ayim ozal alme, veitoimar, v'chidalil
Balechaim lo ibati, Shiva iname, דור שיש מתיר לאחר, כל שיש מתיר אפילו
חד, דיבור מסכיל חד, תויסס דיבור מסכיל חד.
ותואר מהבחרין לכולה בדור שיש לו מתירים, ושלמה, תואר מישהו שתיים קוימם, ודאי בקרבנה תלינה לכולה. תלינה לכולה. No, but תלינה לכולה, I'm just adding one more word, which Meiri says, and I haven't seen it inside, so I come there, I've got no sofek. I was mazmin too, and I find them there. I don't start having sofek. The
Yeah,
sofek hasn't
exactly.
started. Maybe I give.
That's what Toys is saying over here. That Kol Oil.
Talina lekule. Talina lekule. Why Talina lekule? Because I don't start thinking. I don't have to start thinking medadim what happens. And I think this is the kula in it's a kula in this matzav. Chacham made a kula here because in the practical part, it could easily be that after 24 hours in medade he came from there and he came from there. You stand outside the camp for 24 hours. You see agan tzedach, they come and they go and people especially if you got one can and only one can was full and afterwards the next day everything is full, another 100 birds there. To say I am sure that this is that I can swear on that. You can't swear on that. I think it's a kulas chachomim here. That's what Rashi says. Kule toises like the Rob says now. The Rebbe said the toises makshir it's kule. The toises says the word kule. We're making it. It's not a devada. It's a kule to say that that's the kanim tzukanoyo because besvora is not muchach. I'm very happy to see this toises. Because what Meir says is, I don't need to have sofek. I always say, you're a masmin, it was there, take it, don't think, don't try and think.
The emphasis is jeden roy. I mean, every time when you don't have to start to make say a person goes to a mikveh, yeah, and if you knew that this mikveh had the chazaka that they had the arba himself, now he comes to tell you, he has to start to stop it, maybe yes, maybe no, not to stop it, that's it. It's
because usually Rob is not standing, but here when I know that they're moving, if I know that mikveh had huge problems all the time, so tell you every day up and down. But here and Begoislis, they come and go. Medadim, you know that the Metzias, you stand 24 hours, it's more than a chance that they'll come out, somebody will come in, things will happen. But it's a kule. The curse use the word kule. We're making here. We're making by saying, don't think there's no and Metzai of that to the Meiri. Loy not sofek. Sofek is not noilat. No, the sofek is not noilat, so you take it as it is. I don't have to be noilat the sofek. Okay.
Fine. We say the gomo. I go to work. I go to shikoyach.
I'll miss tomorrow. I've got your side tonight. My father. I would have loved to make the serum on my name, but if it's tomorrow, I can't. I told you I'll be in a koilel, so I'll have to learn say that. Yes, shikoyach anyway. Yes,
like I'm saying the thing. Come say the.
No, change. No. There's my father. My father will never change for others. If I come to a besmedrash, somebody is by davening and he says I'm all year round and I've got a rishon and I've got a yortzeit and I come first. No, it's good. No.
I don't think.
If it's comfortable for everyone to do, then that's the right time. Yeah, that's not relevant anymore. Shkoyach anyway.
Fine. Zo dan naar Lier.
Amen.
Dus ik mag ze meteen een beetje